first stage in how to trim your goat. Make sure your goat is actually tied up. See Masport? Tied up. Not so happy. Yeah. Right, now onto the hoof trim. Masport, lift up please. Thank you. Are you getting in close?
Yep.
PJ is my videographer today. Right, so I start at the heel and go to the toe. And basically trim in a straight line with the actual sole of the hoof. There's no feelings, there's no nerves in the actual outside, it's just like your fingernail, nice and hard. This side I tend to go from the toe to the heel. Oh, stand still Masport, where are you going? Stand still. Okay, and if you need to support your goat, you can just let him rest on your leg. And so this one here, I'm going from the toe to the heel, only because it's easier for me. Oh, God. I should have probably rinsed them. Oh, Masport, don't move. Where are you going? Where are you going? No, stop it. And the reason I go from the toe to heel, this one here flops around a little bit, and it's actually quite hard to get the scissors in, the snippers in. So if you go from the back to the front, it's actually easier to get underneath that little flap. Okay, and then I go from the heel to the toe on this side. And the hooves can be really hard at this time of the year, so sometimes it pays to but soak your hooves in a bit of water first. And then I'm just taking off, stand still darling, good boy, just taking off the nib. I was taught by the vet, rather than having a flat point, just to take off it just a smidgen, and I am talking 0.5 millimetre, just a smidgen off the toe, and that just stops any stuff getting stuck in there. Oh, Masport's doing a poo, lovely. Okay. Now for the heel area, stand still please, you can either use your snippers, and you just take off the heel, just to try and get it flat, and a bit more needs to come off there. Stand still. Masport, come on. Masport's got a bit of stage fright. And this one here, need to cut a bit off the inside. Just try. I've got the goat fighting me. Stand still. Come on. Here we go. Take off the part. Oh, and he's gone to ground. That's okay. You can still do this if they're ground level. Okay, and just a smidgen at a time. Now with him, his outer hoof tends to wear more than the inner, and rather than me using the snippers and continuing to cut there, because if PJ takes the camera and takes a side view, go down low please, and get your fingers out of the lens, you'll see that there's something called the coronet, which is where the hairband joins onto the hoof. And if you look at the angle, Masport's not helping. Hang on, come here. So you've got the coronet, which is where the hairband ends, just there, and that should be parallel to the base, all the way along, should be the same distance. Okay. Now if you have a look at underneath his foot from a side angle, you'll see that it's basically flat. But he does tend to have a little bit of a hump just there. So that's where I'm going to use my manicure tool and actually just slice some of that off. So this is where my little manicure planer comes in. And basically, see that? It just takes off a smidgen at a time. Now this is actually better when the hoof is dry and hard, because if it's soft it's a little bit too rubbery and it doesn't get enough of a trim. But this just takes a little bit at a time. I can see any blood vessels. Take that out of there. It's actually, I think it's a corn remover, the actual tool. And you can see why I've got my gloves on, because otherwise I'd be serrating my fingers as well. But that just helps to take off just that section. And I can go all the way along. Really simple. Clean that out. It does block up a little bit. Again, gloves save the day. Right, Masport, Hoof, please. Good boy. That confounded racket is Kelsey, our pet seagull. He had breakfast this morning, but maybe he thinks it's lunchtime now, and he wants his lunch. Cancel. Okay. Oh, Masport, back to ground. Okay. A little bit. There you go, little bit by little, and it's so easy to get it basically flat. If you're doing the toe section, go in the reverse direction, it's actually easier. Now, just getting back to my snippers, you'll see that there's a slight, looks almost like a little bit of a gunk in there, and you can, there's no more than that really. And then the flat bit will leave a slight ridge, so I just get my snippers, just ever so gently, just trim that round a little bit. You don't need to, but I do it. Only because I spent so much money on these snippers, it'd be good to use them properly. Oh. There you go. Maybe this side here could just have a fraction more. Get in there. Got the wrong angle. I usually stand where the cameraman is standing. So, just get back to your little file. Now, if PJ can take the camera to a, actually I'll take the camera to a ground level, you'll see that from a side view, it's almost straight. I go like that. It's almost straight and parallel, and that's what you're trying to aim for. Masport, stand up. Good boy. Now the other thing is, actually I'll put Masport on the table and I'll show you the next bit. Right, so we've just got Masport sitting on the table, just so we can actually have a better look at this. Now, you'll see, he's got quite hairy feet. Now, some people trim these hairs, but I can't, I don't. No, like, seriously, look at this toenail. They're there for a reason. Hair on a hoof is designed so that it directs the water away from the hoof. Just like with horses, that's why they have shaggy shaggy bits on their legs. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyhow, if you ever look from the side, you see how it's basically flat. We'll go right round. Masport, good boy. Okay, not pretty, a little bit dirty. And go right round. Don't know if you can see. But that's what you're trying to get. You want a flat foot. You don't want too much of a bow. He's got a little bit hanging off there, which I'll just trim off now. As a rule, you don't tend to trim off the dew claws, but when you get little sharp bits like that, you do. There is a technique to trimming them, and I might show you that in another video, because yeah, I sort of need a tripod set up so you can see it. Now, in terms of the foot, see how the toes are even? Can't see with that little bit of shadow. And the way to tell if they're even, squinch them together. Now Masport, in his case, he's got quite a skinny toe on that side, and this toe here from when he was a young'un has always been quite thick. So he may have had an injury, a really bad case of foot rot, or something happened when he was little. But if you squinch the feet together, the toes should be pretty much parallel. That one could probably do with a little bit more off there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. We do a lot of rock work and a lot of work on asphalt, so he tends to wear his feet quite well. Now let's see if we can get him standing up so you can see how it should look from the rear. The goat's leg is not really standing straight, but it should be a straight line from his shoulder. Buffy, come here. Yeah, I know. Come on, come here. Quick, come on. Come on, protester. Anyhow. Right, we'll show this angle at least anyway. Right, so what we're aiming for is... No, don't sit down. That's what. Not helpful. I need you to stand up. Good boy. Okay. So we're trying to aim for both toes to be the same distance, so when he stands, he's got nice straight alignment in his leg. So he's got no strain on any ligaments or tendons. And from the side, can you get that way please? He's not standing square, but yeah, hopefully you can see that it's a nice angle from the leg down to the hoof. But that's what you should be able to do, to see daylight. And you can kind of see daylight there, but this platform that he's on is actually on a bit of a lean as well. I'll show you on the back feet. Don't you poo on me, Masport. Okay, so none of his feet apart from his front one this morning has been trimmed. So that one there, yes, daylight and fairly good. This one here, can you see how it's sloping in? So that means that the inner part there, on that side, on the left foot, I need to trim to create the opening. Basically the toe's growing a little askew there, so I need to sort that out later. Okay, there we go. All 4 feet. Not a poo in sight.